Okay, so today you'll be working with the measure of center, which is dealing with data. Okay, this is the one that you have a copy of. I'm gonna make the video, and then on Friday we're gonna transfer the answers here. So you'll have homework about this, or maybe not. We'll probably maybe finish it right now. We'll see. So here we go. Yeah, I need to buy new batteries. Let's see if one of these works. That's hopefully this one stays with it. Okay, so your first thing about data is to check what they're giving you. So how many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's put 7 there. The next one? Next one? Next? Huh? And the next one? 10 or 9? Count, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes? Yes? Good. Now, let's start with the word mode. Mode in math is the one that occurs the most often. So right here, when you see the word mode, you're going to say most often. I'll give you an example. Okay? How old are you, sir? 12. You? How old are you? 11. You? 12. You? How? 12. 12. 12. 11. 12. We'll stop there. So what would be the mode in a regular 6th grade class second semester? 12. 12 is the one that occurs the most. That means that if I ask, most of you will probably be how old? 12. So mode means who occurs the most often. Sometimes in grades, your grade book, in the grade book, if you have 90s, 90s, 80s, 90s, 90s, 95, what's the mode? The 90s. So the mode is the one that occurs the most often. Like for example, if I would check what's the mode of what you like to wear. Based on what I see, most of you like to wear yellow. No. That's what I see. Okay.
We'll be wearing black.
I'm just kidding. I know that they make you, that's your uniform, right? Yes. But my point is, mode is the one that occurs the most often, the most frequent. Okay? En español se dice la moda. Y piénsale también, con algo está en la moda, hay mucho de eso. Por ejemplo, un tiempo salieron los Adidas Superstars. Eran la moda, so everybody wanted to buy those Adidas Superstars. Okay? Now most kids like those dunks and those pandas and things like that, right? So that's what the moda is, the one that occurs the most often. Okay? Like when the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, everybody's a Cowboy fan. Yeah. But the true Cowboy fans, we're Cowboy fans no matter win or what. Lose. Okay? So mode means the one that occurs the what? Most often. Now that you know that, what would be the mode of these stacks? 7. So go ahead and choose 7. Questions with mode. Mode is the one that occurs the most often. Okay? Any questions? Now, mode is not the biggest number. Sometimes kids get confused. They think that the biggest number is mode, so they want to choose 10 because they think of most. Most is the most frequent occurrences. Okay, when I look at data, your benchmark scores, I check, okay, what are we scoring mostly? What's grade? Hopefully you want to be scoring where? Number 70s, 90s, 100s. Worst thing 80s, get 70s, guys. That's the first semester. Now we're already crunch time. Okay? Okay. The next one. Oh, work-wise, I forgot to tell you about the work. In data, number one, even though we already know the answer 7, you can tell quickly. Because these are easy. I'm barely introducing. Do you think it's gonna be easy always like this? No. That's why I need to show you the work. So the work is still go ahead and say, okay, they want to know about the mode. That's my what? Question. The facts. The facts is we have the number 7, comma, the 5, comma, the 7, comma, the 6, comma, and the 10, comma. That's the facts. We have 7, 5, 7, 6, 10. Okay? The strategy is to remember what the word mode means. Strategy, mode. Think of mode in Spanish. We're lucky that most of us are bilingual students. La moda. And that's really how you say it in Spanish, the most mathematical way. Pero la moda te va a recordar qué es lo que está más en moda. What's going to happen the most. So the strategy is to think of la moda and of course most often. Cuando algo está en moda vas a ver mucho de eso. It's going to occur most often. Okay? Like the mode here also, I see that most of you like to wear jeans, right? Because most often you're wearing what? Jeans. And I think that if we would let you wear torn jeans, that would probably be the mode. Everybody would come with a torn jeans, especially the girls. I don't know why they like to wear torn jeans. Okay? Anyway, questions with mode? So the first thing is to know what it is. Second thing, this one requires some things. You always want to put data. Data is always ordered. You better listen. From least to greatest. I'm sorry that you can't see everything there. There it is. So mode, the question one, they wanted the mode. That's my question. My facts. The strategy is all this stuff. I need to know what mode is most often. I need to put the data always ordered from least to what? Greatest. Ordered. Why do we order data from least to greatest? So that's what's easiest to do. Think about it. Even when you go to the store, they'll put the smaller milk first, then they start putting the medium ones. Like they'll put the little ones, right? Like the little tiny squirts. And then they'll go to the half a gallon, then to the gallons. Okay? Even the cereal boxes. They'll put all the 13 ounces, then they go to the other ones. Everything is in order. You don't go to the store and things are all mixed. Even if you go, well, if you do it because sometimes the customers start moving things around, but usually they're pretty good. You won't find a lot of stores that everything is mixed. That you have to be like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. Okay. When you go to the store, like to JCPenney or the ones that have a lot of money, to Dillard's. Me, I go to Ross. Ross and Marshalls. Okay, but some of you that have money here probably go to Dillard's. And if you go to Dillard's or to Ross like me or Marshalls, guess what they do also with your clothing? They have them in order. All the small are where together, all the medium are together, all the large. Why? But like that, customers can quickly find what they need. Again, sometimes people will move things around, okay? And that becomes a problem, okay? Questions? So your job when we're dealing with data is always to put them in order. I don't care what the data is, you put it in order. When I put the benchmark scores up, guess how they come out? In order. They come out in order from greatest to least. Usually that's how the program has it, but I click from least to what? Greatest. Because I want to know who's the one that's having the most trouble. Okay? Or the scores are all mixed up. No. Even when they gave you your ID number, your ID numbers are numerically in order. Your older brother has probably an ID number that's, even teachers, my number is a bigger number than my daughter's because she's younger, right? So everything that deals with data is just gathering numbers, facts, and things. That's what data is. We put things in what? Order. Least to greatest. Don't forget that. So now that I have the strategy, let's do it. So let's put them in order. Who's first? 5. Who's next? 6. Who's next? 7. Who's next? 7. Who's next? 10. And the other reason that you can put them in order is because you can quickly see who's coming most often. Because they're chunked together. Who comes up more often? 7. So the answer is going to be 7. Box it here. Draw a line. I'm done with number 1. Question with number 1. The next one is mean. Box the word mean. And mapping mean means the average. So one way you can remember this is some of you have teachers that you consider your mean teachers, right? Well, that's good. I'm glad that you all love your teachers. Right? Well, I don't know who. Be careful what you say. I'm recording. Okay, we don't want the poor teacher to watch the video and say, "Oh, look all these kids writing me out."
She already knows that. Yeah, she knows that.
I'm glad you didn't mention my name. Okay, but listen, the reason I mentioned about the mean teachers not because I want you to throw them under the bus and call them mean, okay? I wanted for you to use this as a strategy. Your teacher gives you averages for your grades, right?
Yes.
So when you see mean, you're going to think of your teacher, and that's going to remind you that you need to get the average, okay? So here comes the stuff. Ready? I'm going to show you what to do. Number 2. What are they asking me for? The mean. You have to use the right word, mean. That's what they want. Facts. The facts, it's the same thing. The little blocks. So since Mr. Rivera just told you that we need to put everything in order, let's go ahead and already put them in order. So who's going to be first in the facts? 5, 6, 7, 10. We're dealing with data. You always put things in order. I don't care if it's mode, if it's mean, put them in order. Okay? Questions with that part? Strategy. I love talking in the back over here. Strategy. I'm going to move. Okay? Strategy. We just said that mean means what? Average. So what do we do when we want to get an average in your classes? You add them all up. To get the average, add all. Okay? So you're going to add them all first. And then divide by the quantity that's in the data. That little bar means divide. So add and then what? Divide. So let me show you what it means. 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 10. I'm showing you all the steps. Then after we add, we're going to divide by the quantity. So how much quantity is here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to divide by 5. Yes, ma'am? Oh. Later on I'll tell you when you come to me. Questions? So how do I get the mean? I get the average. And how do I get the average? You add them all. And then divide by the quantity. So there was 5 of them. Divide by 5. What if there was 10 of them? Divide by 10. So let's go ahead and add this. 10 plus 7 plus 7, 24 plus 6, 30 plus 5, 35 divided by 5. 35 divided by 5. You're going to go bottom out, or some of you already know it's going to be 7. So what's the mean? 7. So guess what? In this case, the mode was 7 and the mean was 7. That might happen. That's okay. Questions with mean. Again, my job is to put everything in order. I can come over here and say, piece of cake is 7. Questions? So mode, what's the mode? The one that occurs most often, la moda. Mean, oh, your teacher that gives you your average, okay? And how do I find the averages of things? We add them all up and divide by the quantity, okay? Number 3, median. Median. Ready? We're going to do median in math is the one in the middle. I think of this in this case. I think of your shirt sizes. Who's always in the middle? The medium size. We have small, medium, and large. So who's always in the middle? Medium. Somebody said, well, there's extra large, sir. Well, guess what? There's extra what? Extra small. Sure, but there's sometimes extra large. So guess what? Sometimes there's extra what? Small. Medium will always be smack in the middle. So if you go to the store, you'll have all your small sizes, medium, and then large. Or extra small, medium, large, extra large. They have them in order in the store. So median, the one in the what? Middle. Okay. So let's come over here. And let's say, what are they asking me? Median. And when you think of median, you're going to think of middle. Okay? Facts. Same facts, so it's the same data. What are we going to do always when we put things in the facts? When we're dealing with data? Put them in what? Order. So who's first? 5, 6, 7, 10. Questions with that? Strategy. You better listen to this one. Create a box plot. I've never done this strategy, but I decided to do it to connect it to more things. So I think it's the best thing to do for your future, for 7th grade, 8th grade, high school, college. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go this route this year. I've never taught it this way, but it's going to help you with the rest that I'm going to do. Okay? Today I'm going to tell you how to create a box plot. Okay? It's also called a box and whiskers plot. So listen, if I see median, I need the one in the middle. And who's going to help me create that? The box plot. You ready? Here we go. Create a box plot. That's what you do. So here's how you create a box plot. You're going to put the numbers 5, 6, 7, 10. Yes? And then we're going to go A with A, B with B, and C with nobody. So guess what? This guy will get the first part of the box, and he is the median. Questions with that part? That's your first box plot, your first line. Now I'm going to go to the right side. On the right side, I have 2 numbers only. So we're going to go again. A. So is somebody really in the middle? No. But I'm going to see why I do this. I do this for 2 things. So right now, I could teach it. Like we already found the answer. The answer of the median is what? 7. I'm done reading. But I need to teach you how to create a box plot for other things. Okay. This is called the upper part of the box plot. Okay, it's the upper quartile. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the median of these 2. But there's 2 in the middle. When there's 2 in the middle, I need to go to the side and add 17. But then I need to divide by 2 because there was 2 in the middle. Good job, 8.5. So who would be in the middle of these 2? 8.5. So draw a line and put 8.5. Right now I'll tell you what that is. Okay? So you see I have created my first little box. Okay? Now let me go to the left side. We need to create a box on the left side. So who do I need for the left side? I'm gonna have to use these two, right? A. What's 6 and 5? 11, but then we need to divide by 2 to find the middle of those two. Which will be 5 point what? 5. Because you add a 0, 5.5. So who's in the middle of these two? Put 5.5. Right now you're going to see why we create box. Right now we already found the answer. The answer is what? 7. He was in the middle. There's my box. But it's a box plot, so I need the whiskers. So we're going to put whiskers like a cat. Draw it that side. Whisker on the other side. Draw it this way. Okay? And who's the upper extreme? Who's the highest possible data here? Who's the highest possible data? 10. That's called the upper extreme. Who's the lowest case data? That's the lower extreme. There's your box plot. Okay? Now, right now you want to appreciate it, but once we start hitting the real problems, you're going to appreciate why it's worth to draw a box up when I see the word median. Okay? Who's always the median? Right there, the line in the middle of the boxes, that's always the median even in a box plot. So who's there in the middle? 7. Okay? Now, when you have 2 in the middle, like we had 2 in the middle over here, right? We have to what? Add and divide by 2. Okay? I'm going to show you another one right now. The answer is already what? 7. Okay? Right now we're going to create another one. So go over here and say, you know what? The answer is 7 again. Now last year I had a kid that said, oh, so I get this. So once you find mode, you have found all of them. Is that true? No. This one happens to be happening that way, and later I'm going to tell you why it's happening that way. It's probably, well, I'm not going to tell you yet. Later I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Sometimes it will happen. The mode is 7, the average, the mean is 7, the median is 7. It just happens. No, it's not because of that. Sometimes just data happens that way. I'll tell you why later on. Okay? The reason it's going to happen this way is because it's going to be called what's called symmetrical data. Okay? But right now, later on when I talk about data, how to read graphs and bar graphs and dot plots and all that, then I'm going to tell you about symmetrical data, asymmetrical data, all that stuff. So sometimes this might happen. Okay? Question with mode. What was mode? Most often. Mean. Average. Median. The one in the middle, but I'm going to create a box plot to help me with other things. Okay? And I use this idea. The reason I do the A, B, B, C, C, so we can really know who's in the middle. A, B, B, and boom, C is in the middle. But I'm going to show you something that can happen before I go to the last one. So I'm going to show you that with a board. It's still going to be recorded on the video, so. Ready? I'm going to twist here, so I'm sorry, my behind is going to be. That's the best thing to do, yes. So my behind will be on your face. Okay. Ready? I'm going to collect data so you can see something. And please listen. So let's pretend that I'm collecting data about grades. So we're going to just get an example of Dylan. So on the first 6 weeks, he got a 75. The second 6 weeks, a 70. Third 6 weeks, an 80. Or let's do it with grades. I'm not 6 weeks. Let's just do grades. I want to do several of them. Okay. He also has a 90 in one of the grades. He also has 84 in another one, and then another 90, and then he has 100. He has a 60 on one. So I collected my data, yes? What's the first thing we're going to do when we collect data? No, put them in order. I haven't even asked you the question. Put them in order. So who should be first? 60. Please listen. Then 70. Next. Next. Good. Most kids sometimes don't want to put 90 because they're like, oh, we already put it. No, it's data. It's two different grades. This one was for the coloring of the eggs, and the other one was for the cupcake, the area of triangles. You put your data. Okay? Who was the next? 100. A good thing to do when you're putting things in order is to check them off. 60, already got you. 70, I got you. 75, I got you. 80, sometimes we forget some. 84, no, I got you over here now. Okay. And then we have a 90 right there, and another 90 right there. Did I forget anybody? No. Let me get rid of that check so we won't look at this.
Teachers, at this moment, please post your attendance. Thank you. Teachers, at this moment, please post your attendance.
Did I forget anybody?
Thank you.
No. Now I'm going to create the box plot. Ready? A with A, B with B, C with C, and D with D. Oh, we have now what? 2 in the middle. You better listen. Okay? What do they do when you have 2 in the middle? Add. And divide by 2, because there's 2 in the middle. $82. Now I can draw my first line, smack in the middle this time, and what's the number? 82, and that's my median. Here's how you know if you're right or wrong. If your number is not between those two, you did something wrong. Like sometimes kids will remember, let's add them, and they want to use 164 as the median. Is 164 in the middle of these two? No. You're forgetting a step, which is to divide by what? 2. Now I had a kid that told me, sir, what if there's 3 in the middle? Can there be 3 in the middle?
No.
Think about it. When there's 3 in the middle, really we have here A, so really we have what? 1 in the middle. Right? Now in 4, then we have to worry. A, B, B. Oh, we have 2 in the middle. We have to divide, add, and divide by what? 2. Okay, so we can never have 3 in the middle, because if we have 3 in the middle, that means we only have really what? 1 in the middle. What if we have 5? A, B, B, and who's in the middle? C. You get it? Now don't go home and tell your parents that I'm flicking off, because I'm not. Right now, I'll show you in the camera if you want, and it'll be in the recording. I'm just trying to make a point, because I had a kid that told me, sir. I said, yes, sir. What happens if there's 3 in the middle? I'm like, 3 in the middle? Here's what happens, sir. If there's 3 in the middle, that means that there's not really 3 in the middle. It's going to be A, B. So really, who's in the middle? This guy, sir.
Sir, take out your thumb.
Why would I go that
Sir,
way?
your middle finger and thumb.
That won't work, guys. I'm trying to make a point that that who's in the middle. If there's 3 in the middle, it's really 1 in the middle.
Sir, come on.
Now, if there's 2 in the middle, then we have to what? Add and divide by 2. You can't say that there's 4 in the middle. Then it'll be A, B, B. So really, how many are in the middle? 2. Add and divide by 2. Here's my point with this. If your data is even, you're going to have 2 in the middle. If your data is odd, you're going to have 1 in the middle. You get it? Si te acuerdas, mijo?
Sir, can we do this, sir?
My point is this, that you only have, listen, you only have 2 choices. Either there's 1 in the middle, or there's what? 2 in the middle. If your data is even, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we'll have 2 in the middle. So guess what we have to do? Add and divide by 2 to really find who's really in the middle of those 2. Listen. Okay? Now if I were to remove the 100, how many will we have in the middle? 1. Because now it would be how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I have 7 fingers, who's in the middle now? A, B, B, C, C. This guy would be the middle one now. Okay? You understand? So if you have odd numbers of data, there's going to be 1 in the middle. But if you have even number of data, there's going to be what? 2 in the middle. Like here, how much do I have? 8. So it's going to be A, B, B, C, C, what? D, D. So these are in the what? Middle. So I'm going to have to what? Add and divide by 2. Okay? Questions? Okay. We have created our first box. How do I create the other box? Go to the upper part and do the same thing. A, B, B. What happened? We have 2 in the middle. So guess what I'm going to do with those 2? Add and divide by 2. That's what I was going to tell you right now. If the 2 in the middle are the same, you're going to get the same thing again. So what are you going to draw? A line right there and say who's there? 90. And start making your box. How do I get the other box? Get the median of the lower part. A, B, B. Oh, we have what again? 2 in the middle. So what am I going to have to do with those? Add and divide by 2. Add a 0, right? 72 point what? Go to the middle of those 2, and now we know it's 72.5, and connect your box. Do we already have the answer for median? Right there. Okay? These are going to be important later on. That's why I'm already teaching you this. Okay?
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rivera, do you have student Dominic Pena?
Yes, I do.
He said it to us office is going home.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, you better, the whole 2 pages are for homework, and then watch the video straight. Now you're going to be all confused. Okay, what am I missing? What's the last part of the box plot? The whiskers. So draw a whisker. Who would be the whisker over here? Who's going to be the whisker over here? And later on, I'm going to teach you more about the box plot. Right now, I just want to teach you so you can find the what? The median. And you're going to find something else right now with this box plot too. Questions? So what's the difference between your box plot and my box plot? Your box plot had 1 quickly in the middle, which was 7. Ours had 2. And when there's 2, we have to add and divide by 2. And then the upper half, you do the same thing. Get the median of the upper half, get the median of the lower half, because these 2 lines are going to be for another question later on when I start teaching what's called interquartile range. So that's why I'm setting up this already for that. These here are going to help me with what's called the interquartile range. So that's why I'm teaching already. If you see the word median, draw a box plot. If you see the word range, draw a box plot. If you see the word interquartile range, draw a box plot. So might as well know how to draw a box plot. So now you're going to have a hard time when we start doing those. Okay? Question with a box plot? Okay. And there can be 3 in the middle as I demonstrated in class. Because if there's 3 in the middle, it's really what? 1 in the middle. Okay? Okay. So now that I drew my box plot here that they have, who was the median? Yeah, the middle. And who's in the middle? 7. Right? So what's the answer again? 7. Question number 3. Number 4. Range. I just talked about that. Who's going to help me again with the range? The box plot. Since we already drew it, I'm not going to make you draw it again. So this box plot is going to help me with a range. Okay? Put here range. The box plot will help me with a range also. Some of you in the benchmarks that we've taken, you've always called me, many of you that care, especially the ones that care, you call me during the measurements and say, sir, what's median? What's range? Remember those? Now I'm teaching it, so now you know how to answer it. Okay? Range. When I think of range, I think of how far you're from one another, right? Like for example, if we have in football, we'll have a guy that wants to kick the field goal, and I'm gonna check his range. How far can he kick that field goal? Okay, from this point to the other point. How far away are you from the field goal? 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, I don't know. Okay, a quarterback, how far can he throw that, sling that shot right there, sling that ball to that receiver? Okay, that's his range. I also look at your benchmark scores, the data. Who's the highest kid and who's the what? Lowest kid, so I can see what's the range between those two. How far are you from the highest kid? If you're the lowest kid, you want to know how far am I from the highest kid so I can get to that point. So how do you get range then? You look at the highest and the what? Lowest. Who's going to help me in the box plot with that? The box or the whiskers? The whiskers. So I'm going to quickly go with range. I'm going to get the upper, this guy, and I'm going to get 5. To get the range, we need the lower one, and we need the upper extreme and the lower extreme. That's the first thing you do. That's why I like box plots. Because if I see the word median, I va a estar en el medio, la línea. If I see the word range, I'm going to go to my whiskers. Now, what am I going to do with my whiskers? I'm going to subtract. If you want to know, very good, whomever said subtract. I'm going to subtract because I want to know how far you're from that point. How far am I from 10? 5. So 10 minus 5 would be 5. So what's the range? 5. Questions? So range, the strategy is get the whiskers and subtract. So if I see the word range, I better create a box plot. And to create box plots, you better put them in order. Get the whiskers and the whiskers subtract. Median, va a estar ahí a la línea del medio. Boom, just get that one. That's always going to be the median. Okay? Questions? Okay. For homework, you're going to do 5 through 8. They're all about the same thing. There's your median. So if I'm confused with median, I'm going to go look at that one. Okay? There's your mode. There it is. There's your mean. Here it is. And there's your range. Okay? Now, the box plot is going to answer what questions in today's homework. Try again. The box plot will answer what questions in your homework. 5 and 8. Good job, Chantel. Median is for the box plot. And range is for the box plot. What was mean? Average. And what do you do with mean? You add them all up and divide by the quantity. Okay? Questions? And if you're confused, well, you know that you can go watch the video on YouTube, the one that I'm recording right now. Okay, let's go to the back page.
How many questions are there?
8. I'm gonna do the notes, the musical notes, and you'll take care of this at home. The scores of basketball teams. Okay. I'm upset with this book because they didn't put the best team there, the Lakers. Okay. So listen what it says. For 5 and 6, you'll use this guy. On this side, for 1 and 3, you'll use the table. And 4 and 7 are by themselves. So I'm going to right now decide which one I'm going to do. Okay? But let's do the notes. This is called a pictorial graph. Okay? And pictorial graphs usually have a key because they tell you what each picture represents. In this case, each picture represents 12. So what's the first data for rock music?
4 times 12.
Very good. So what's 4 times 12? 48. What's the next data for the country? 36. What's the next data for classical? Huh? 24. Now this is a printing error. This should be on the bottom, just so you know. So this musical note is here. It's not that it's halfway. Okay. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's gonna be what? 84. That's a printing error. Don't worry about that. It's halfway. Sometimes kids think it's halfway. Look, if it was a halfway, they'll do things like this. Like I'm gonna do it with a cone. They say that they give you an ice cream cone. They tell you each of them represents 10. They'll give you a half a cone. Something like that. Then you'll say it's 5. So in this case, they would have given you a half a musical note, which would be kind of weird to draw one. So that's why they would not give you a musical note for a half a thing. They'll give you like a cone or something else that they can actually do a half. Maybe a happy face too will work out. Every happy face is 5. So they give me half of a face. Okay. That would be 2.5, right? Okay. Anyway, so that's not it's an error, it's a printing error. How much is this? 48. Okay. We have our data, right? So let's start now with the first one. The first one wants the mean. Let's first put them in order. Right here, we'll do the work on this one here, okay? What's the first one? Really? 24. Next. 36. Next. 48. Next. 48. Next. Questions with that? Now, what did we say mean was?
You add all of
Average. So guess what I have to do first? Add them all up. So let's go to the side, here on the side, and add them all for me. Now, some kids like to add 2 at a time. I like to just put them all together and start adding. Okay? And use your fingers. There's nothing wrong with using your fingers. 6 plus 4, 7. 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Plus another 8, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Plus a 4, 27, 28, 29, 30. Check my adding because sometimes Rivera messes up. Ya estoy viejito, so sometimes se me olvida. 89. Well, 90, I'm sorry. I forget that I turned 90 yet last. Okay. The next one. 8 plus 3. Plus 4. 15. Plus 4. 19. Plus 3. 22. Plus 2. 24. 240 is what we have as the adding. Is that going to be the average yet? No. We said to add and divide by the quantity. So 240 divided by the quantity, we need to check how much quantity we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quite more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Divided by 5.
That's 60.
2, is that enough? Put your decimal at the end before you forget about them. 2, is that enough? 24, is that enough?
Yes.
Yes, times what?
3.
Times what? 4. Times what? 8. So what is the average? What's the mean for this data? 48. Questions? Any questions? Okay, the next one. The number 48 represents the what? We already know it represents the what? The mean. So that's good. Do we know if it represents the median? What do we have to do to get the median? Box plot. Good. It has to be in the middle. So let's go to your paper, to the back, and let's draw one. This is number 6. As soon as you see the word median, you have to be in the middle, and you be a box plot.
Oh, look.
Number 6. We already know that the mean is 48, right? Huh? What time? Go. You already know you need to go. You need to go. And don't forget to watch the video. Okay? Don't forget to check the studio log. We already know that the mean is 48, right? We already figured that out in the first question. So I already know that the 48 is the mean. So I'm putting there for now. Yes, you're the mean. But now I need to check if you're also the median. Okay? So I'm going to check that with a box plot. Let's put them in order. What's the first one? 24. Next. 36. Next. 48. Next. 48. Next. Questions with that part? What's the next strategy? Start creating the box. A, B, B. A, B, B, C. Who's in the middle?
48.
Draw the line. Question with that part. Let's get the median of the upper. Do I include him? No, because he was already taken. So let's go here. A. What happened? There's 2 in the middle. So what do you do when there's 2 in the middle? Add them. So let's go 84 plus 48. 132. Then what do you do? By what? Because there's 2 in the middle. So who's in the middle of these 2? 66. And there's your first part of the box, the upper part. Right? Let's go to the lower part. Do I include 48? No, he was already taken. So let's go here. A. Oh, there's 2 in the middle again. I wish that there was a B and then we'll quickly know the answer, but there's 2 in the middle in model. So what I do? 36 and what?
64. 36 plus 24.
60. Divided by
2.
2 is 30. So who's in the middle of these 2? Who's in the middle of these 2? 30. Draw your box. What are we missing now? The whisker. So draw your whisker, and who's there? The upper extreme is 84. And the lower extreme is who? Huh? 24. Now that we have that, is median. Hold on, we're in median, sir. Now that we have that, was the median 48?
Did you just say?
Yes or no? So let's underline and say, you know what? You're all for 48. So guess what? These 2 choices are bad because they're saying that it's only the mean. No, it's not only the mean. We have found out it's also the what? Median. So these 2 choices are bad. Only the mode. Well, let's go check. What was the mode? The one that occurs the most often. Who occurs the most often? 48. So guess what? It's also the most, so that's why it's really all of the above. Now, just to practice for the video purposes, if I had asked you for the range of this data, who would you use? From what part of the box would you use? The whiskers. So if I wanted the range, circle 84 and circle what? 24 and make a connection. And what do we do with those two? Huh? Subtract. Questions? They didn't ask you for the range. I asked you for that to just practice. So what do you always use for the range? The whiskers. 84 and 24, and you going to what? Subtract. So let's go to the side and subtract so we can get the range. The range is 60. That was not part of this question at all. I'm asking for it. Questions? No? Okay. The way I did number 5 and 6, you're going to go home and do 1, 2, and 3. And you know why I made you find the range? Wait, sir. Do you know why I made you find the range? Look at your homework. What are they going to ask you besides the mode and median? The range. They did not ask you about who in this three. Which one they didn't ask you? No, the middle is there, median. The mean. Okay? Questions? Okay, let me see which one is harder.
And she said, the main ones that I have that are always absent is America, Juliana,
Okay. You'll do 7 for homework and I'll do 4 right now. Let me tell you what you need to do for 7. You need to find all of them. Okay? Get the data and find the mode. Get the data and find the median. Get the data and find the range. Get the data and find the mean. So let me review quickly. What was mode? Most often. Median? Middle. Mediano. Medium. Who's going to help you with that? The foxtrot. Range. Who's going to help you with that one? The whiskers. And what are you going to do with the whiskers? Subtract. Mean. The average, your teacher, right?
Your teacher.
Okay. So number 7, you need to do all of them. Mode, mean, range, and mean. Did I say mean twice? I thought I did. Mode, median, range, and mean. Okay? Let me do 5, 4 with you all. 8 students participated in the food bank. The mean raised by each student was 64. What was the total amount of the money raised by the 8 students? Okay. Number 4. What's the question? No, read the question. Total amount raised. Total amount raised. Okay, what are the facts?
You've never been there.
Each student is 64. What else is important from the story? 8 students, good job. 8 students is important. So what should I do if I want to know the total? Multiply. So 64 times 8, and that's how you find your answer. Go ahead and multiply by yourself, and you can select that answer. You probably wonder, like, so why did they use the word mean? Because if I divide by 8, I will find the mean, which was 64. But really, I would just solve it like a regular story problem. So multiply those, and you find the answer. Questions? Any questions? Okay, so your homework, just to make sure that you know, your homework's gonna be 1, 2, and 3. That's your data. Number 4, we just finished it. Number 7 is gonna be the toughest one, not toughest one, because you have to find, you're gonna practice with this data the mode, with this data the median, with this data the range, and with this data the mean. Okay? Who needs a box plot again? Median and range. Trust me. I didn't do it this way last year. And 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 it's gonna help you more because I'm pushing the box plot right now instead of waiting for the time to push it. I'm pushing it already. If I see the word median or the word range, box plot. That's what you should think quickly of. Okay? And we're gonna be making a bunch of them later on. This is really like a fifth grade stuff. Okay? So don't like. I just wanted to introduce those words because on your benchmark, most of you were calling me about those words that they should have taught you this in fifth grade. I know.
Like the 72?
Yeah, stimuli flags. We're gonna work on those next. That's why we don't know this stuff. We're gonna be confused with what's next.